Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only, the human turret, the world champion, one of the best ARs to ever do it, Sam LaRue, a.k.a. Octane. We got some of the best analysis in a game, world champion himself, Christopher Duarte, a.k.a. Parasite. We got the multi-world champion, multi-champion, and icon, legend to the space. Give it up for Patrick Price, a.k.a. the Slayer, a.k.a. Aches. And then, of course, we got the executive producer, the one and only Mr. Benji and Nassim. Gentlemen, how we doing today? Everybody's got me tweaking because now they're trolling me because we did fuck up the intro once. I fucked it. I had it muted, and now everybody's trolling me now, guys. They're trolling me.
Second time's a charm. That's what they all say, Tom.
It was actually a third time because then Ben made me read something real good. I had to reset
Third time's the charm. That's what they actually say.
Third time's the charm. But how you guys doing, man? Long day of COD today. Very long day.
You know, Tom, I'm doing not so good. You want to know why?
I thought you were doing great, Sam.
Tom, it's hard being this intelligent all the time. That's what's difficult.
Oh, yeah.
I just, you know what, Chris? I don't like to dwell on the past.
Okay, listen.
I like to talk about the present.
Listen, I usually don't talk about this stuff, but there's been some cheating going on in these predictions, and I'm not liking it, and I'm going to make a stand right now. There's been some cheating.
Who's cheating?
There's been multiple votes going in. Votes are going through the DMs. Votes are going through the flame. Let's just say that some people.
We've been doing the votes. For
let's
DMs
just say that some people are not submitting the same votes that they're submitting on the flank. They're putting in different votes the next day for Breaking Point. You know who you are. You know who you are.
We didn't put in picks last night.
I'll let you speak up. I'll let you speak
we didn't
up.
Pick it. We didn't put in picks on the show last night.
Okay, so we're
put them in the DM.
Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, sorry. I was pointing to the wrong guy.
I thought you were saying like, hey, let me have a point to talk.
I was pointing to the guy above me.
At approximately 12:45 in the morning.
Yeah, and this guy over here too. He's been doing it too.
At approximately 12:45, I submitted my Optic and Minnesota vote.
These motherfuckers are cheating. Wait, this way.
No, actually, no. But it was a good day at COD. A lot of games, man. How you guys all doing, man? Ben, how are you?
Woke up this morning, you know, the usual shebang. Got some good player picks in. Watched some challengers. A lot of upsets and challengers today. We'll probably talk about that at some point at the end of the show. And it was a gritty set of matches. I think we probably could have guessed before the day 3 of the 4 teams that made it in. And the last one's probably a little bit of a surprise. We're not going to get slammed tomorrow. So a lot to talk about in the show. A lot of matches.
Yep. Duarte, how you doing, brother?
It was an exciting day of matches, and I think I might be going bald real soon because I was stressed out. Obviously, like, listen, I give non-biased takes when I'm actually talking about the games, but I definitely like predict my friends to win matches.
I was gonna say you predict your friends.
Yeah. No, see, I said what I said. All right. So watching some of my friends play out there, whenever they're losing games, and like obviously a lot of it's hindsight, we get to see it from the caster, and just we have all the information in the world. I get so mad, bro, because like there's just like 1 to 2 decisions away from basically closing out these series, and it just infuriates me so bad.
Yeah, I agree. Pat, yourself, you doing all right, Pat?
Yeah, nothing surprised me today, Tom. Nothing
at all surprised you today, Pat? Not even anything?
No.
What about your 2 DoorDash challenge predictions?
I mean, you guys have ordered DoorDash here, right? Like, you know,
of course.
Sometimes the driver either gets a little lost along the way, or they have an issue with their car, or the restaurant, or whatever it may be. But from the point that their intention was there, Sam, and I think that's what counts. And you still tip them the same when it's not their fault.
It's a 3-0, Pat. I think that's everybody's intent.
I think Faze, the fact that they Neslo'Ed Optic, to me, is more impressive than 3-0 them. I'm just going to say that. We'll get into it later, but that's my opinion.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. We'll definitely get there. I say we hop right into it and just go straight into the first series today. There were 5 series today. It was a long day, so we're going to get through them, give our thoughts, give our predictions, and we'll head on out of here and get ready for Championship Sunday. So let's lock in. Let's switch on over, and let's see what we got going on. We got the Seattle Surge going up against the Carolina Royal Ravens. The Ravens fucked my predictions. They choked the series. They threw the series away. And my predictions are in the fucking gutter. Chris, start things off. What happened this series?
I mean, Ravens just started off really strong. I mean, they were looking like they were carrying on that momentum. Their hard point looked fantastic. And then we got to the most abysmal choke I've probably seen in a while.
They trolled it, man.
On Invasion hardpoint.
Trolled it real
they,
bad.
They absolutely trolled that final P1. They played a really spread setup after getting that first wave. They needed 1 to 2 kills, and it was all over. But unfortunately, Seattle Surge, they had other plans. And Jesus, 19k damage out of Illy this series.
Yeah, and he won on the map 4 as well. Like, he made the individual play to pop a 3-piece on a P4. I'm gonna bring it up for you guys, but popping a P3, the 3-piece on a P4, connecting the Palace Hill, and then breaking the P1. I mean, it was a masterclass from Seattle on a map 4. I don't know how Carolina threw it away. They had such a big lead. All they had to do was just stay disciplined, stay in front of their rotations, and they're fine. And then they end up losing the last map, which, to be honest with you, the last map wasn't even close. They kind of got blended pretty fast. But Sam, what did you think? Seattle Surge, they take down the Carolina Royal Ravens 3-2. What are your thoughts, especially with Carolina over the weekend? I thought they had a pretty good showing.
I mean, they looked really good after their roster change, which, if hopefully anything, the other teams understand that, they need to do something about it. We've talked pretty much ad nauseum about roster changes, but yeah, Carolina looked really good. Illy went like 13-3 to end the map 4 to take it to a map 5, and they're just SD is different compared to Carolina. So once they went game 5, the series was pretty much over.
Yeah, I agree. Ben, why don't you kick things off? Seattle, they take down Carolina. What are your thoughts, Ben?
I mean, this is just, I thought this is a couple of kills, couple of decisions from Carolina, especially in that map 4, was the difference between them getting a lot of momentum. And I think they were still probably, not going to make a super deep run this one. Instead, I think this, we've seen with this Carolina team since they made these changes, as good as they've looked to respawn serviceable, yes, and these have been a huge problem. And once map 5 loaded in, they had no chance.
Yeah, no chance at all. Pat, or shall I say, who the fuck is
Sydney
that?
Sweeney down there.
That's Sydney Sweeney watching the flank, huh?
Oh, yeah? Go ahead, Pat. What are your thoughts on Carolina and Seattle?
I mean, I did say this yesterday. You guys remember it was going to be an Illy masterclass, and it indeed was. I tweeted as soon as the match was over. CO Intel tweeted out the player card for player of the match, and I tweeted, "If you know, you know," because I called this last night. I will say, I was impressed by Fellow this weekend. Obviously, they're, they went out, but they, I think did better than what we were expecting. But Fellow played really well, I thought, especially when you compare the how many games do you have online? 2 or 3?
I think 2, right?
He played poorly in both of them, at least statistically.
You're dropping like a 0.74 in both those, basically.
Yeah. So I think he stepped it up big, which is impressive. And obviously Gwyn had a rough one, but he was playing solid overall. But yeah, I mean, when Illy's playing like that, not much they're going to be able to do.
I mean, bro, 20,000 damage is actually fucking crazy. Like, that is insane. What's the record this year?
Didn't Scrap have
Scrap set pace on on an online match?
It's over 20k.
This is LAN. This is probably the record on LAN, probably.
Which
I think is.
Let me know.
Was Austin close yesterday? Because he had like 96 kills too.
Austin might. I'll look it up. I think Austin actually was close yesterday.
Actually, Simp just had a series where he had that Optic
kills,
one, right?
I don't know if he had 20. We'll get to that. I don't know if he had 20k damage. I will say about this series, like the way it played out, like map 1 blowout, map 2 blowout, map 3 control, kind of a banger.
Austin had 18-3, Pat.
And then
This is where Illy pieces him up for the win, by the way. This is the rotation, in my opinion. Like, Seattle right now, they're down 158 to 226. This play that Illy makes right here wins them the match. He ends up finding one, jumps the corner, finds another one. That pretty much just sets up the chain. He finds a third. That's a 3-piece from Illy on a rotation. Seattle go on to lock down a majority of this time, and then they hold rotation of Palace, lock that all down, because obviously it's a very hard hill to break to begin with. And then they work a really good P1 at the end. I just thought Illy made the heads-up play here. It was really good plays from Ender here. If he didn't make that play, I think Carolina probably would have won that map. And probably would have won the series.
16-16 to like 29-19 by the end of the game.
Yeah.
He goes out a 13-3 run and 3 hills to win the game.
Yeah, he came crazy this
Gwyn also
weekend.
struggled on this map, 8-12. I mean, I feel like Gwyn has been like their star player, really, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I was going to touch on that. I think he just didn't play as good as he did online for his team. Granted, everyone else on the roster, I think, played great. He kind of had a couple series this event where he struggled. But at the end of the day, I mean, you can't really point out one player as to why this team lost. I think this team just obviously broke down, and then their S&D with the lack of reps was just abysmal. and they also played probably one of the better teams in S&D in our league. Obviously, with Ilya on their roster, these guys are constantly just playing S&D at a phenomenal level, bro. Their terminal gameplay was actually like super fun to watch because I know, like Sam, we were talking about it before, how it's just kind of like, oh, just hit something, right? It's
Yeah.
kind of like you just want to play aggressive. These guys were splitting the map a lot of the time and like working like picks and continually splitting the defense, which Ravens was obviously not ready for at all when we got to that last map.
Yeah, was
Ender,
this?
Ender in the 2 searches, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
23 and 6. Combine both maps.
Your mic just tweaked.
Yeah,
What
your
was
mic
it?
is tweaking, Ben.
Sorry, is it better now?
No.
My
Uh,
mic is tweaking.
Oh, there you go.
Like,
Now
No,
you're
you
way
were
louder.
just
Now
quiet.
you're
You
way
were quiet
louder.
when you moved it.
Ender,
Mhm.
if you take his kills and deaths from map 2 and map 5,
Yep.
23 and 6.
23 and 6.
He was
Yeah.
he was focused in
insane.
S&D for sure this whole weekend.
Yeah, that's
23 and 6.
That's great.
That's one way to put it. But yeah.
23
I mean-
and 6 is insane.
I mean, I think with him in search, it's the playmaking ability mid round. He shot calls definitely S&D. Although we'll talk about their lesson in, especially in the last series, like maybe a little bit too many yos. But ultimately, like I just think that I was able to grind this out and know that they had an advantage in search because Carolina's so weak in the game mode, and they stole a respawn. That's how it is.
Mm-hmm. Little bit of controversy in this series. Hook. People are calling a red card. We went back to the VAR to go look at it. To be honest, it did look like 3 pumps to me. I figured we'd pull it up on a flank, and you guys can take a look at it and let me know what you guys think. Let's take a look and see if Hook was indeed snaky. So you can see Hook over here on a card right here to the left. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and then he ends up dying. So people were calling for a red card there. People were saying that he was snaking right there. What do you guys think? Is that a snake?
Let me watch it back one more
Sure.
time.
Yep. Let's go back. Right here. So Kylie's behind a car. He's laying down. He's looking at TJ. He feels the pressure from his right, so he kind of just bobs up and down, and he hits 3 pumps behind the car.
I mean, it's a mindset thing. We talked about it. He's had, I mean, by far the most like close scenarios where he's been snaking. It's just like it's a play style where I feel like other players have tried to give it up, but he has just tried to, manipulate it and still do it as much as possible and stay within this 2 pump thing. But
I think it's a habit thing, bro. Like, cause like
yeah, but when you agree to GA something, you break the habits. Like that's the point.
It gets weird because right here, I feel like he's just drop shotting, like in this gunfight, and then he stands up, he like drop shots again, and then he like at that, like I don't know,
and then he intentionally pumps this guy like that. The thing is, though, it's like from a viewer perspective, yeah, it looks like he's just like snaking. But I think the first gunfight, he's just like tweaking his like right stick, like he's just like probably mashing it in.
Right.
And he just stands up, and then once he notices the guy to his right, he snakes him, like he does the 1 pump.
Right.
So like it's just I think the bad timing of it. It's the same thing that happened to him on that dumpster on Skid Row, where he's like in a gunfight and like he's probably just mashing his stick so hard that he like is like drop shotting / like pumping the first guy, and then the guy off to his right, he just like reactionary does it.
The point is to break the habit. That's the whole point.
He needs to break the habit. Exactly. He needs to break the habit regardless of what it is.
Right, but I mean that's the conversation, right? Like that's the whole point, though. Like if people are doing that, there's always going to be that fine line of whether or not it was done accidentally or like obviously every situation is kind of different. Like you have to look at every situation as its own. But right there was kind of weird because it almost seemed like he was drop shotting, but it was 3 pumps. So I did give him a red card when we were doing the watch party. I did have to throw out the card, but. Any final thoughts, guys, on the Carolina Royal Ravens and the Seattle Surge? Seattle Surge knocked them out. Any final thoughts on Carolina?
I was gonna say, like, I know that there's some teams that obviously these guys aren't that good at search and they don't really have a map pool because they haven't scrimmed much. But I still think playing Seattle on terminal is just not acceptable. Like, yeah, it doesn't. At this point, your map pool is so low. Just chalk it up, bro. Get rid of their best map and prey on the other ones because. You obviously get to this final map and you're essentially giving them a freebie, regardless of what you might think about your team. Just saying.
Yeah, Pat, any final thoughts?
I have a strange feeling that I feel like Carolina, it's going to sound weird to say this, but I feel like they kind of peaked at this tournament. Like I will not be surprised if they go back home and they look rough online for their matches. It's kind of one of those things where they were horrible going into this. They made the roster change. They still looked a little iffy, but better. but I feel like this is a team that would play better in these event environments, and I'm just not sure how they're gonna do back
I
online.
think their energy definitely helps them. Like obviously Clay gets super pumped up at home, and he's able to kind of just like that kind of radiates. So it's undeniable that radiates down to your like teammates. But at the same time, their respawn, their hardpoint was still good at home as soon as they picked up Fellow. So it's not like they came here and they showed a completely different look than they did online. I still like online they had a fight in them with Fellow on their team, and they had a fight here at this tournament. Obviously as well, we're gonna be playing a completely different hardpoint game, so they could regress or they could improve, but I'm not sold on that mindset yet, Pat. But I mean, at the end of the day, we won't know.
Yeah. I mean, some of us will.
I mean, I agree kind of with Pat. I think the problem with this team right now, one is like they're completely lost in search. They definitely got to figure that out. They have looked lost in search basically this entire split, regardless of this team last team. Second is this game is going to change massively when they get home. Obviously, this Carolina team could work hard and try and figure out some of these new rotations, figure out new invasion, figure out if like Rio comes in, they get good. I just think like when all is said and done, and you look at some of the teams that are going to play this next stage, New York coming hungry after that loss, Boston, Seattle, Optic, LAG, Miami, Vegas. I think they could still maybe squeak winners bracket, but I think it's going to be a super mixy ride for them. And so
but that's the thing though. Like seeing their opponents and being like, oh, this team isn't going to get better is just like a dumb like ideology.
No.
Like
I'm just trying to give you an example of who they're going to play though.
Like they might go home and play these like quote unquote really good teams and lose, but at the end of the day, they can still improve. They can still have a decently respectable record, come to the event and play better, just because they obviously are going to be improving as a team. My whole thing is, I think these guys can figure out search, because looking at their team, right? TJ, S&D player. Gwyn, if you guys didn't know him before, like obviously challengers and stuff like that, he's an S&D kid. Like that guy literally grinded search and destroy all the time, and obviously Fellow, he obviously came from those roots as well. Listen, it's Carolina, so I'm not going to sit here and sell you that they're going to be some good ass fucking team. Like I'm not stupid, but to say like automatically just write them off and say they're going to regress is kind of just crazy to me. When I feel like these guys actually have shown improvement. They showed up here and they could have won this. They could have easily placed top 6. They were literally 3 points away from placing top 6.
Yeah, the biggest toss that I've seen.
And then they play LAG, who obviously just played against Seattle and lost in almost a similar fashion that Ravens did. They potentially placed top 4. Yeah, sure, they might have had a blessed bracket, but at the end of the day, like you can't just be like, yo, they're regressing for sure. Like what?
Who said they're regressing? I said they're going to go back to online and not play well. It's not regressing. That's just I don't think the team is good.
Here's my issue with Carolina Surge. They really struggled to get first bloods, even with this team they have now, right? It's tactics, whatever. They struggled to have the ability to find bloods to begin with. And when they do find bloods, they throw those rounds. So that's a big problem to figure out in the game mode. I'm not super confident this team.
They completely replaced 2 players and had 0 scrims in search.
To repeat what I said before you cut me off, I still think this Carolina team, because we've seen what can happen, say Minnesota, you start off 0-4, you win 3, 3-4, you get in the winners bracket, or who knows. I still think they can maybe squeak it, but I agree with Pat. Like, I just don't see how this team's going to step up to the next level when they get back. I think they're going to maintain where they're at, because I think they're max ceiling at this point.
Yeah, they might even make it. They might even make more changes.
They could potentially.
They could potentially, maybe. They might. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the vibes are like online when they get back in the next split. We'll see what happens. But Sam, any final thoughts? Or are you good before we go over to the next series?
They threw the shit out of this. On to the next one.
All righty, let's go to the next series. This is the one everybody has been waiting for. This was probably the best series of the year so far. Might be one of the best throughout the whole year. It was Atlanta Faze going up against Optic, Texas. This one goes all the way down to a map number 5. Optic win both hard points in the series, but get 2-3-5'd in the control and S&Ds. What'd you guys think? We'll start with you, Pat. We'll go from bottom to the top. We'll switch it up. What do you think happened here, Pat? What do you think happened?
I absolutely love this result, Tom. Okay. For me, the fact that Atlanta Faze was so dominant in the S&Ds in control, really, really shows a lot about this squad. I think, damn, Simp Fry, but
yeah.
Wow. Yeah, for sure. Damn, Damn, where was Dash? Anyway,
Bro, lock in.
yeah,
Lock in, man.
I hadn't actually looked at the scorecard for this, but yeah, I mean, look, I think in the long run, I think Faze will continue to improve in hardpoint, and the fact that they're as head as they are in 2-3-5, really just gives me faith for this team long term, Tom, to consistently beat this Optic team in all their matchups this year. I thought it was an impressive series overall. The fact that they outslayed like Cell and Simple specifically outslayed this much when you lose both hardpoints. Usually, when you Neslo a team, you get outslayed massively, right? Like you just scrape by and the S&D's in control. But obviously the slaying is still there. And again, like I've said this before, not just in this series, but on a few of Optic series where it's like Brett and Kenny are this new Optics team's best players. I was in the next series as well that they played. And I don't think necessarily it's a problem, but it is a concern in the sense of like, we've seen it with Pred and Sib on Seattle, and obviously these players are not the same as that Seattle roster, but like, if you heavily rely on those two players specifically frying to get results and win these respawns, what's going to happen when Pred and Kenny have a bad series, which will happen, right? It happened to Pred on Seattle. They're not always going to play great, and if they're not slaying, I don't have the faith right now that Shotzi and Dashi are going to pick up that slack. That's why I called them shaky a few weeks ago, and why I still maintain that thought process.
Do you guys agree with that? Do you guys agree with Pat like that? Like, I definitely think Shotzi and Dashi can have takeover potential, Pat. Like, if one of the... Like, they could definitely pick up the slack.
Okay.
Like if Kenny and Pred were having problems. I do agree with you, Pat, that Kenny and Pred are definitely their best players right now. Like, I think by far their best player is Kenny.
I don't think anyone in this call disagrees with that, right? I think everybody agrees.
No,
Kenan.
we basically. I remember I said these
Kenny's
guys are
the most
blessed.
consistent.
I literally made a take after like the first like week of matches. I can't remember. I was like, their Optic is blessed to have Pred and Kenny on their team, because if they didn't have these two, these guys would not be good right now.
So looking at the slaying numbers, Tom, if you click map 3, the reason that the slaying numbers I think are a little offside here is because Faze fucking throttled in map 3, because Faze it seems like on fucking high-rise control.
But that's not. I mean, they throttled them on the map, but that's not a lot of kills, Ben. That's not a lot of kills to say they got throttled on. Like, they got 7 kills.
I'll wait to give my take about the matches.
I mean, listen. Here's my take on the series. First map, well played by Optic. They clearly have worked on subbase. They won it in this series. They won the other series. Bravo to them. Work on a weak map and figure out putting their pool. The invasion was pretty close, but we've seen Faze. They're just excellent defense on the map, and they clutched up. Map 3, bro. Faze are the best team at this map. On offense, when they get you 4 dead and they're on offense and they're capping B, the round is fucking over. They put you in a spawn trap. They run up 15 straight kills. They get the A cap or they win by kills. Bada bing, bada boom. They throttled Optic like super clean on 2 O's. Obviously, map 4, like insane plays by Ken. I'm sure we'll watch it. But last map pissed me off the most out of Optic because they were doing such a good job, especially the two aggressive players, Shotzi and Pred, at getting first bloods. And I'm tired of watching this team toss fucking rounds on this map. Like, I think this should have been a really close last map. I legit think the Optic should have had a chance the way they were playing some of their defenses. And time again, FaZe would just find the fucking trade, make it 3v3, and win the offense. And
What are first bloods like, Ben?
I shot Chris Simp. It was Optic had 5 first bloods and won 2 rounds in that match.
Yeah.
I think that's because Optic was just giving them too much respect. There's a lot of times where like somebody would sneak by, make a play, and get a kill. That guy draws all the attention of like FaZe immediately.
First bloods are also a very deceiving stat.
Yeah, they are.
At the same time, especially
if there's a quick
on
trade.
high rise, because you could get a first blood and just instantly get traded, and that would count as a round loss.
No, but if you watched, a lot of them were not that way. They were not in that fashion.
I know, I'm just saying the first bloods aren't as cut and dry
a lot of time
as it seems.
Yeah, I hear you on that, but like converting 5 into 2 is fucking crazy. Though, you agree, Sam? If it's a couple,
I'm not saying that it's not a
but I
problem.
think the problem with the way that Optic plays high rise is it's so dependent to me because they have Kenny playing so safe, because they have Bruce playing so safe on the map. They get this weird spacing issue where, yes, you get some great rounds where Pred or Ant finds a pick, but they're so isolated, they're not able to get out. They try and flank and pinch, and they get picked up. And then suddenly, like, Optic's given so much space on the map that FaZe is able to make plays.
Bro, they had like 2 people in their windows the entire game, and while like other people were working up the map and like getting through to the underground and getting a kill, and then like living. That's what I'm saying. Optic's problem was they were giving FaZe way too much respect and too much space on the map, so that way whenever these players did get through and pop first bloods, there's nobody else there to like divert attention for that guy to either get out and make another play or to like pick up on a trade on players hunting them. That's basically the story of the high rise. But I wanted to touch on Faze a little bit. Yeah, Faze won the map, but these guys are fucking kill whoring bad in the hard point. So Optic outplayed them in both of those hard points simply by playing better Call of Duty. If you look at the slaying numbers, like, and just even when you watch the matches, they got so many more important kills. Faze continued, like, just was basically playing a like keep away game where they couldn't transition any of their kills to time because they were like Shotzi, players like Shotzi and Pred just kept getting through in their backline and disrupting them. And personally, at least because I've played a lot of the new patch, I'm kind of worried going into the new patch if Faze continues this trend because in the next patch, if you guys have played it, for those of you guys at home watching, you'll notice a lot of these hills are way easier to secure time on and like they're way more punishing. So if you if you fail to play around the objective and fail to rotate, which Faze was doing a lot, they kept relying on like breaking to even keep these games close. They might end up running into trouble in the future. But
I
you're worried about them because they were playing with their food?
no, they shut up. They are kill whoring, bro. It's bad. Like, and when they're gonna have,
they're killing them.
They're gonna have a
I
tough
don't
game.
think they were kill whoring
Listen,
that much, Chris.
bro. I was watching the sub base. They were
kill
so
whoring
many
the sub
kills.
base.
They were kill whoring so hard. And like the thing is though, they play Toronto next, and Toronto literally just won a hard point while getting outslayed by like 20. Like
the problem, Chris, is like I like the way Faze play their P2s, but the way that they play their P1s, I agree they're not efficient. And they might be one of the worst ramp hill teams in this fucking game. And I know it's like kind of done after this event, but they are so abysmally bad at fucking P4 in this map, and I don't quite understand it. I've not seen them literally hold a fucking hold on that map, I think, the entire time they've ever played it. And on P5s, they just fucking tweak. To your point, like they just don't play around the objective, controlling middle map, and they just tweak so hard, playing so hard for the guys going around, and they can never get the kills in warehouse either. Like
Yeah,
they gotta be a little bit more
this was the
efficient on
play
that.
that Kenny made here at the end of the game. That was so right here. Faze had 2 dead, and just look at this. You have 2 Optic arrows getting swarmed by Faze here. I thought this was all over. I thought Faze had the break for sure here. I thought it was game over. And I also just maybe a little thing, but I like the patience here from Draza. So look at Draza in CD. He just plays a corner here. He doesn't panic. Optic's sitting in a new hill, and they're getting time, but Draza plays a corner, waits to buy a kill, gets a kill, has 2 dead, and then this is where Kenny just, I don't even know. I have no idea how he was able to get so many kills. He popped a 3-piece here. Not even sure how he was able to stay alive there. The trades never came in. He finds a 4th, and Kenny just calls game on a map number 4. Just sends it to another one. It's a good play. Good play from Kenny. Sends it to a map 5. Take a look at the final scoreboard here in this one, but really good play from him. I thought Kenny played insane today. I thought he went nuts. Probably would have been a 3-1 if Kenny didn't do that because it looked like Faze had the break. So really good plays from him. And then Ben or Chris, any final thoughts? I know Optic did play again today. They played against Seattle as well, so we'll go over that there. But any other thoughts, guys, on the Faze and Optic series? Any other thoughts here? Oh, some people want to talk about the restart cheese. I see a lot of people in the chat talking about it. So basically, let me just explain. Yeah, let me just explain what happened, and then I'll give my thoughts on it. So basically, the 5th map started. Somebody got blooded from Faze. I think it was a BZ or something, and then they ended the game because apparently it was a practice round. A BZ respawned as soon as he died, so they restarted the map. And then Faze went on to win the map. I believe it was 6-2. Yep, 6-2. So they won the map by 4 rounds.
They won the first round after.
A lot of people were calling cheese.
So let's give them the round. Let's give them the round win. Oh, they still lost 6-3. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's how I looked at it. I was like, even if you give them the round win, they still would have lost the map anyway. You know.
Yeah, everyone's just saying it's a momentum like thing.
Yeah, one first blood on round 1 is so much momentum.
I mean, to be fair though, Faze also had technical difficulties during the series after they were doing good. You know, it could have. You could have the same argument. Like when Sim popped an ace and his setup broke, and they had to stop the game and they had to wait and fucking. You know.
I think this is more on the CDL, bro. The fact that
it's pathetic.
The fact that there's not a fucking rule set that they can just click and turn on because the dude. I think
that one's on the devs, not on CDL.
Yeah,
bro.
well, you know what I mean. Sorry, the devs.
That should not be happening,
fixed
bro.
it. I think the last patch that they did on COD finally fixed it. I could be wrong, but dude, it was like 8 patches that they did, like hot fixes, where I got a DM from someone in the CDL. He's like, "Yo, are the rules right?" I was like, "I'd check." I'm like, "Nope, this is wrong. All right, here, go fix it." Are the rules right? Next patch? Nope, this is still wrong. Go fix it. How the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, listen, bro. Like, I agree with people when it was like, you know, that's cheese, bro. Like, they got a first blood, they had to end the game and restart it. Like, yeah, bro, that's fugazi. Like, that's fucked up. That's cheese. That's annoying. Like, that shouldn't be happening, bro, in a professional league. but it's not Faze's fault. It's not. It doesn't have anything to do with them. It's on the fucking league, bro. Like they got to make sure that shit doesn't happen, bro. Because it's just not a good look, man. It's not a good look. And I agree, even with the Optic fans, that's annoying. You know, even for the players, you get a first split and you got that's cheese. That's stupid. But I don't want to take away from Faze. I saw people like taking away from Faze, like trying to take away their win, like the momentum and this. And I'm like, bro, come on, like it's not their fault. Like they're just like doing what they're being told to do. And there was technical difficulties, and they went out and they won the 5th map and did what they had to do. So it was but this was a really good series. Sam, we didn't get your thoughts that much. What were your thoughts on a Faze Optic series?
This is probably the best series that I've watched in a very, very, very long time. We could probably spend 2 hours talking about the series if we're being honest. The amount of like adjustments and individual play throughout all of these maps, like first map shots getting through tunnel on the P1 to break the setup. The adjustment, like Optic went into game 2 with a great game plan, won like 4 rounds, and then Faze had like better mid game adjustments. Game 3 was just a Faze masterclass. Game 4, Ken went fucking nuclear, and then game 5 they kind of just got diffed. But
yeah,
I'm happy that this series wasn't as like cut and dry, because I know a lot of Optic fans are in chat, and like people were worried for them going into the event from the online qualifier. And if this series was any indication, these guys, their hard point is fucking unbelievable. And I know like they lost 2 S&Ds today, but they're also playing Faze. So like I want to give Optic their props. I think this series was like genuinely the most back and forth thing that we've watched the entire time for this season.
And Kenny and their listen-ins is such a big part as to why their hard point is so good.
Yeah,
like the amount
he's insane. Kenny's got
the amount of information he gives out to his team and reassurance that he gives his team is insane. Because there's a lot of times where like the Optic players were kind of just like, dude, you like just think about the players they have on their team, like Shotzi and Pred. They get so like into the game. Like there's probably times where they lose their heads a little bit, but Kenny's like voice in the back is just kind of like reassuring them, like, okay, we got all those kills. Like turn, they're gonna all be here, blah blah. Like it just allows them, like players like Pred, to kind of like be way more effective in terms of their map positioning and just like speed. So but either way, I mean, dude, Faze earned this fucking W. That like the maps that they won were clean. But Optic at least put up a fight. So I'm kind of interested to see how they do tomorrow, and if we get a rematch.
I think we might see a rematch in the grand final with these. I mean, I had made a bracket and I had Faze Optic at a grand final, so it'd be crazy if that actually happened.
It'll be loser final.
Especially here at Major 1. I was just gonna say one thing. I was like, it's crazy to see like how people were talking about the Kenny pickup in the offseason when Optic picked up Kenny, and now to just see how he's doing now and what he's doing. I mean, I'm happy for him, because I definitely feel like a lot of people were ragging on the pickup.
Like, they should have picked up Dante, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, they were ragging on the pickup. And I know people are going to say, that's not true. It is true. There was a lot of people being very negative about the pickup in the offseason.
Go watch our fucking video we talked about and go look at what the idiots were saying in the fucking comments on the video.
I knew they were going to see T. Jones. You see what I knew somebody's going to. Y'all are dragging. No, I am not. Bro. No, I am not. I do Reddit reads, brother. I do Reddit reads every day. I see everything. They were on ass. They were on ass for sure. People were getting pissed off.
You know who wasn't on ass?
Who, Sam?
Who?
Me. Let's go, Ken.
You were not. You were gassing.
Let's go, Ken.
You were
gassing. Watching your kids fight, bro. This is a tough series.
Let's fucking go, Ken.
Mm-hmm. No, I just think I love seeing him do his thing, because he's a great player, and he's getting the respect he deserves, man. He's getting the respect he deserves.
He's their best player, and when you like the listen-ins is just everything that you want to hear from Ken. Like he had a mission going into this team. Mm-hmm. He had a mindset that he wanted to adapt, and not only is he doing it, he's also their best fucking player.
Yeah.
And like listening to the way that he is directing this team and just the confidence in which he like is speaking in the game is fucking it's incredible.
And now people are saying, oh, Reddit. It was also on Twitter, also on Instagram. It was also on the YouTube comments. It was everywhere, man. We can't shy away from the fact that people were being negative about the pickup. People were being very negative about it. So it's cool to see him doing his thing. And AG definitely has been fucking. That guy's insane. I don't know what the fuck he ate. What the fuck did he eat today? Because he was turned.
Wait till we get to the next
series. I also think his energy and passion is very like that. Shit like that goes a long way, bro. No, listening when he's it's contagious, bro. When he's yelling and shit. Go ahead, man. Stop it. What are you fucking being a little baby for? Go ahead.
No,
what are you mad?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're making faces because I was talking. Go ahead, man.
No. I was gonna say like I think AG. Listen, like I think AG individually got, a lot of criticism and for kind of how they manage the break. And I think he's put in a lot of work this week because he's come out flying in this weekend. I think the chemistry's gotten a lot better between him and Ant. I think the hardpoint chemistry's been really good. My only thing for Optic that I'm a little worried about, because I'm not really worried about who they're going to play first tomorrow. I'm just worried, and I like them expanding their map pool because I'm worried that they still haven't yet played Skid Row Search, or maybe they will, and they're going to square up with Toronto and Karachi, and I'm not a huge fan of that. So for Optic, I think the hardpoint's great, but they cannot rely on just winning 2 hardpoints in a series and getting another map. They need to try and make some progress in their search issues. Otherwise, I think they're not going to make it to grand finals.
Yeah. Any final thoughts, guys, on the
Toronto
Optic?
or Faze. I mean, if they rematch, I don't know who's going to lose his finals. To be fair, but
Any final thoughts on the Optic, Texas, and Atlanta Faze series? I thought it was a great series. Thought it went all the way. It was a nail biter. Yeah, I can't wait for more. I feel like you never know what's going to happen when those 2 teams play. So that was awesome. Any other thoughts? Okay, let's move on. And then the next series, we got the Toronto Ultra going up against the Minnesota Rokkr. Not sure how much you guys want to spend on this one. The Minnesota Rokkr got absolutely dumped on today by the Toronto Ultra. It wasn't even close.
It was a little close.
wait, map 1 was close. Map 1 came down to a Grady P5. I don't know about that.
It was a little
It
close.
was comfortable from Ultra, let's be honest. I know the score
There
sheet
was never a doubt you thought they were losing.
Slay. Was it not comfortable from Ultra? They were
was
ahead of
very
rotation.
comfortable.
They was comfortable. They were
They
ahead
were
of-
smiling the whole time.
They looked very, very smooth.
Toby shot bodies in the game 3 and it got a little weird.
They got outslayed. They got outslayed in that first hard point and still
Minnesota
won. And then they
fought.
also had positive
Okay, I'll take it back. Minnesota Rokkr did fight. They fought. But Toronto Ultra definitely looked pretty comfortable. They looked pretty comfortable. The way I was looking. Chris, I'll let you start things off. What did you think about the series? I thought Toronto looked great.
Toronto was getting outslayed at a point in that hard point, and they still ended up clinching it. As soon as I saw that, I was like, well, their hard point is still undeniable because even if these guys aren't getting kills, especially on a map like Skid Row, where you just essentially just are funneling and you need to get kills. You need like to get a lot of kills to like break a lot of setups. They were still finding ways to break and hold a lot of the hills and ended up winning it. But dude, their search is so fucking good. Their search at the first week before the break was it was whatever. They came back after the break, and at the same time, it could be because they're playing Karachi every series. Like you make fact check me, but go back and look at how many series they've played Karachi on since coming back from the break. It's gotta be up there. They keep getting this map, and they win it every time.
Yeah.
I don't see a world where FaZe plays them on this, and if they do, I think they would be absolutely fucking fried. But yeah, they might have to. They might have to though. Don't they like auto veto terminal? Isn't that like is that a hard point veto that they?
I don't know. I
FaZe
think
plays
this might be the
terminal
terminal this might be the terminal like chicken thing. Like you just leave it there and either team will pick it. You want to know how many maps Toronto has lost since they came back from the break?
Yeah, let's hear it.
2.
Jesus.
They played 20 maps.
How many series? 20? Jesus Christ.
I'm actually going to go to the schedule
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They played 6 series and lost 2 maps since they came back. So they got 3-0 smoked by Boston.
There's levels
Dropped
to
a
this shit, dude.
0.5. They've lost 2 maps. So they are in ultimate cruise control, and we're getting to read the match we wanted, bro. We've been waiting to see this Toronto versus FaZe match now for a minute. We saw it 75,000 times the last 3 years, and it was always a battle. And right now, this is 1A and 1B about to square up tomorrow in our second pro match.
Yeah. Sam, what were your thoughts? Toronto Ultra, they win 3 against Minnesota Rokkr. So these maps were first maps, third map, pretty close. I thought it was pretty comfortable from Ultra from watching, but what did you think?
Yeah, I just want to echo Chris's point. We know these guys are the best hardpoint team. And to see them play from an uncomfortable state, which is being outslayed and still winning the map, is just a testament to that. Their S&D is fucking unbelievable. Karachi thing is a good point. And then game 3 got weird. Toby was like 20-2. Then he started shooting bodies and it got a little interesting. But I mean, dude, these guys are nuts. I can't wait for tomorrow because this winner's final. Hopefully, if that Optic series was any indication, this one should be even better.
This is what I'm talking about. The control was a 3-2, but look at the stat line. Look at the stat line in the map.
Well, Minnesota won an offense in like 40 seconds.
They're playing with their food, man. They're playing with their food.
I just went and fact checked myself. So they actually played Karachi 3 times since the break, won it all 3 times, and they've played Skid Row twice and won it twice. So they basically have those 2 maps in their utility kit, and I think we're going to have to see one of those, right, in the next series.
Yeah, they'll pick one of them.
They'll pick one of them. So
have you guys felt like Insight has improved a lot with this team? Or is that just me?
I mean, Jamie's always
Jamie's
been
always
this
been
though.
good.
No, but
Yeah.
I feel
He's
like
always been
I feel
good.
like no, he's always been good, but he's playing faster now. Like he's getting in the mix.
I feel like he can. If it's just, he's got another no offense to Hixie, obviously a good player. Like Envoy's getting way more kills than
Bro,
Hixie was.
the amount of space his roster creates on the map
That's
has
true.
to be absurd.
Insane.
That's true.
They also played Hotel Hotel Control. Like, I mean, they played Hotel Control 18 times last year, and 18 times you watch them fucking sit top fucking plat the entire fucking round.
Block the
Like,
I just feel like
Like,
I feel like Insight's just getting in the mix more this year. I just feel like he's getting more active, like not afraid to make plays sometimes. Like last year, I felt like he
Yeah.
was just so like control, right? I remember fucking Hotel. He would just hold the B site by himself and just sit there all day, right, and just do shit
but
like that.
you had to block. That's fun though. That's what we just talked about.
Right, but
I
he
think
was
it's-
okay, Ben. But he was always the player doing it. Where with other teams, like sometimes whoever's in the spot would do it. Wouldn't always be the same player. Like I just felt like Insight, bro. We can't talk. Last year, Insight's interactions was so low compared to his
They were
teammates.
3v4 in
Every
teams last year.
single series.
Dude,
How
nah,
are
I
we
remember
arguing this?
scrims
How are we
last year,
arguing this right
Tom.
now?
Dude, I would tweak in scrims because we'd play like Mercado hardpoint against them, and he would have like single digit interactions,
Yeah.
and they would win the map. And
I
I'll be
know.
like, dude, we're getting 3v4.
And he was making good plays, like doing
Yeah.
what he was doing. He just wasn't getting that active. This year, I feel like there's been a difference in his gameplay. I don't know if it's the game or if it's the team.
It's just the amount of it's
Or
what Chris
what?
said, dude. It's just the freedom that like this roster right here, other than Faze, has the most faith that every single person on their team is making the right play at all times.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like they are never in the wrong spot. So like when that is happening and that muscle memory is like just on point, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
And
that
the,
guy-
like this is
That guy
what it
has
looks like.
that guy has like the green light, but not the green light to just go rogue. Just basically green light, like dude, go block a spawn, go get a cut, do whatever, bro. Like you got three people that are just they clear so much space. Like the amount of damage that Scrap puts down, aggression out of Envoy, constant pinches, Kleenex just always in the front line. Insight's just that like exists, but he's also playing well.
He's
My thing
also
that I got to
incredible
tip.
at search.
Yeah, that's what
too.
I was gonna
Yeah.
tip. His S&D gameplay is fucking absurd. Like
He's icy, bro.
he's always been good at search. He's a super icy player, and like he just shows no emotion when you go to like when they show his camera in search. It's just like the guy's a fucking mastermind. Big brain.
Agreed. I mean, Dylan was the perfect pickup for this roster. I remember there was one online weekend where Dylan was really sick on the online matches. He got shit on. Everybody was like writing him off. Not everybody, but people were like,
You know the
obviously.
Boston- you talking about
That's
the
their
Boston
only
series?
loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Their
only
only
loss
loss ever.
where Dylan just had like a really rough series. Not everybody, but some people were definitely ragging on him, and even with like some BPL stuff and like scrims and shit. I don't know. I just saw a few people just kind of ragging on Dylan, and he's really just got comfortable in this team. He got really comfortable. I mean, people know how good of a player he is. Jamie gave him a lot of gas on stage today in an interview. I think these guys are definitely going to be a tough team to beat. This is going to be a really tough matchup for FaZe. This is going to be a really good series. Guys, anybody else have any thoughts? I don't know if I got through everybody. Who hasn't spoke yet? Has everybody gone through? Pat,
so.
Pat, what about you, Pat?
I mean, look, we can say certain maps were close, but to me, this was just a dominant showing. Again, there was
Yeah.
no moment where I thought this team was going to lose. They're miles better than that Rokkr squad right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna maybe see if I could find something to say about Rokkr, but honestly, like they just got outclassed by a much better team.
I mean, yeah, listen, Rokkr had their moments, though. They have their moments for sure
Yeah.
as a team.
They were fighting
Mm-hmm.
back, but I mean at the end of the day, it's just
They were what, Chris?
they were fighting back. The Ultra.
No, you're gonna pull the picture. There it is.
Dude, come on, man.
There it is.
Yeah, no, I thought Rokkr fought back, and they find themselves in the top 4. We'll get to that next series, but let's move on. Unless anybody has anything else to say, Ben, you got anything to say about the Minnesota Rokkr and Toronto Ultra series?
No, all my thoughts are about Toronto versus FaZe, but I can probably talk about that more at the end about where I think we'll get with maps and when I think that series will go. It's a
Guys
banger.
already on predictions. Jesus.
Benji, you good over there, Ben? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Move to the next series.
All right, phenomenal. Just making sure you're okay, Benji. Let's move on. Let's see what's going on. We got the Optic Texas going up against the Seattle Surge in a loser's bracket. Loser goes home. This series was unbelievable. Few moments here. I'll be honest with you. Felt like Seattle, their decision making, man, sometimes is atrocious, bro. Atrocious. I feel like sometimes they're not even thinking and they're just running and just.
Are they the worst hardpoint
It's
team?
fucking tweaked, Tom.
Bro,
LG.
they tweak
It's
Ben. Ben,
tweaked.
do they not
can't
tweak
forget
Ben?
those guys.
Bro, they tweak so bad. Watching them play Harper sometimes. Like,
Jesus.
They just fucking they have a
That's the
perfect
red
setup.
carpet
They have a
right there.
perfect
Yeah.
fucking setup,
Damn.
and they just like
There's your Dashy
just
series
giving
bet.
up irons, bro. I mean,
Dashy
dude,
had a great Dashy played
I
great.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
you
they got
farmed these shitters.
listen, they got blended. Listen, they got blended bad at the end of that terminal. Like, to be fair, these
Yeah.
stats, like, there was a minute and a half where they were just getting
The
fucking
P1,
farmed.
the P5 to P1, they didn't get a
I
kill
have
for a
never
minute
seen a
straight.
team get spawn trapped so bad on a fucking plane hill like they did.
Seattle thought they were the shit, but they weren't even the fart. Bro.
We
That's
are
all I gotta
definitely-
say.
What the fuck?
Oh my god, what?
Bruh, did you just quote
Yeah.
Ice Spice? Did you just quote
That's
that shit, bro?
insane. That's insane.
What?
Parasite,
God,
you
I was-
fired. You
I
fucking
was not
fired.
ready for that, dude.
You fired. Also, Parasite, was that you who poked me saying you're fired, or was that MC?
It's probably insane.
Fuck, bro.
No, it was me.
Oh, okay.
That's
good.
Okay.
That's good.
I thought it was MC for a second.
I don't know that bit. Tom just always gets me. It's too funny. I just keep every time I use it all the
No,
time.
you're
I'll just
fired,
randomly
think it's
say-
funny.
I'll randomly say it IRL. Like you're
Yep,
fired.
it's
Can
good
I,
work.
can I ask a question to the group on the Seattle team, right? So
Yeah.
they now played a full stage, got in top 6. Good S&D team, but the end of this respawn stage, 9 for 22 in respawn, which is not good enough. Do you keep this team together for another stage and see how it goes, or do you think they need to make a change and try and use the honeymoon to try and figure out respawn, keep that
Make a
S&D
change.
going?
Make a change immediately. Their respawn is far too poor to even justify having to sticking together. Period. Like they need a complete reconstruction in their respawn ideology. Sure, listen, they're gonna be playing a new game, but they're not getting kills in respawn. I don't even care about the decision making. They're not even getting kills in respawn. A lot of time they're getting outslayed, and on top of that, they got a terminal S&D. Like, how'd that even get in there?
No, that was.
Like,
That,
I
yeah.
saw that second map, and I was just like, "What? Optic is trolling."
I
Anyways,
think.
fucking they still ended up winning, but dude,
I think Optic kind of got the yips from the Faze series because they turned around and double vetoed high rise after the Faze series, control and S&D.
yeah, that's
Um,
probably it.
Yeah,
That's just
we were
what it
talking
was.
about
Which
that in the watch
to
party, yeah.
Ben, I think Ben, your point earlier, the S&D map pool for Optic going against the rest of the league is like gonna get weird because if they're uncomfortable on high rise or terminal or whatever, like that's where the issues start to arise. And like I said, the only way that Seattle was going to win this series was a double terminal.
Yeah.
Granted, Optic beat the ever living dog shit out of them game 4, but like that is just like maybe the veto there just didn't want to deal with it. I don't know what the hardpoint thought process was, whatever. But like when you give a team like Seattle their 2 best maps, it was an ego chow, bluntly. Like I appreciate it. They beat the fuck out of them, point proven. But like I don't know if I agree with the veto process by Optic here. But again, they beat the fuck out of them, so who cares?
Mm-hmm.
To your original point, I'm making a change before we leave the hotel, Tom.
You're making
you
a
got
change
everybody-
before you leave
We're
the
not even
hotel,
waiting till we
Pat?
fly home.
No. Yeah, I'm
mean,
doing exactly what I did at COD Champs 2013. I was talking to Clayster. He was already signed before I got on my flight home. There's
You
no
got too
point to
quick
wait.
That quick?
Did
I
you
feel
tell
bad for
him? Did you
Alec, but
tell
he
too
can't get
quick that
positive,
day?
bro.
Yeah, that night. Yeah.
Man.
Alec, dude,
Oh,
Alec
shit.
cannot go positive in hardpoint.
Yeah,
I feel bad, but like,
do it. You got everybody there at the venue, or at the hotel. You can talk to everybody. You absolutely just get ahead of it. Whether it's a challenger player or somebody else in like the league, whatever, you make a change.
But you know
There's
what
no
the best
hope.
part is for this team though? I feel like like if you're actually going to make a change, they have options. Because Abuza
Yeah.
already
this is a
already
good spot
ran,
to land.
Abuza's not wasn't playing insanely as a sub, but I think he had his moments. I think he's okay.
But they won by
so-
clutching up game
Yeah,
5.
so what I'm saying is like if they do opt to go with an AR because they're comfortable in the roles,
They
so
need
be
an
it,
AR.
right? But if they wait, sorry, I went the other way. If they get rid of Alec and they pick up an AR, so be it. But I think they could also like pick up another sub, right, to match Hook's pace and maybe
Yeah.
try to create some sort of dynamic there.
I think
where
the Abuza sub experiment is over.
Yeah,
They,
you
they,
should
I
leave them
think
in
it's
AR.
they
done.
have 2 problems to solve because you can't drop Kyler. It is obviously replace Alec with someone that can bring positivity, but they do in order for this team to
Positivity?
actually be
What the fuck is Alec
What
just
are you talking
negative?
about?
positivity, slaying, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, the second thing is Kyler didn't have a great event, and they need to figure out, I think, who can play at Kyler's pace to bring out the best in Kyler because they're not going to win events if he's just going to drop like 0.8s every series on land. Like,
Chris, you
need
you
somebody
think that they need a
that's-
sub, right?
They-
Like,
they-
you would agree?
I think
Yeah.
they need a sub and they
Yeah.
need to give Abuza
Yeah.
the AR. Because watching Abuza play, dude, I feel like he's actually like good at getting kills. Like the way like he
Yeah.
like plays around the map and positions himself.
He's
I
fucking
think
gross.
if he had an AR out most of the time, even on those like sub heavy hills where he didn't have to worry about, let's say, flooding a hill and more so about getting cuts and just being like in power positions, I think he would play better.
Bro,
And I think
Abuza
it would
was
be better
literally
for this
the
team.
best AR in
Bro,
challengers.
I'm
Like,
gonna have a
No,
fucking brain aneurysm
He was the best
if we
AR
talk
in
about this
challengers.
stupid ass role decision when we're like it. Like how do you see the fame situation from last year and just be like dude, I've said it a million times. I'm not gonna go on a tangent, but like how the
Nah,
fuck
go off, King.
how the fuck do you see the best
I don't
AR in
get it.
challengers?
I don't get that at all.
Bring him into the league and then make him run a sub.
And Fame is
It was
still
like- it
running
was
a
like-
sub
well,
this year. and
but
fine.
I also think that was in part due to like this friendship trio between Ilialik and Hook teaming up. Like I think they wanted a team, right? And they wanted the most skillful player they could get, and they weren't even considering roles because they were already defining that those three were going to team in their roles. So
Even when you
yeah,
watch Abuza in S&D, he uses an
He
AR.
runs an
half
AR
the-
in
he
S&D,
runs an
he's
AR
disgusting.
like more than
He's
half the
disgusting.
time, and he's disgusting with it. Like he
I-
just
Yeah.
pops pieces with it.
I honestly like if this change does go through where they do make this role switch, I would honestly want to like talk to Abuza, like if we can get him on a show at some point and just kind of discuss how the roster like process like formed and maybe.
I mean, I'm
how
sure he's
it
not
was-
going to throw them
Well,
under,
well,
throw
not
his
necessarily, but
teammates
how-
and coach
okay,
under
not-
the bus.
Well, maybe how it was decided how he would run a sub, or maybe he wanted to, but
There's no shot he wanted to.
maybe either way. I still wasn't.
If you want someone
on,
on the show, then you should probably ask Rambo to come on the show.
I wasn't a fan of it.
Well, Ray,
Still not a fan of
I've
it.
been
Ray's
trying
never-
on that shit. And Ray's
Yeah,
not coming on the
Ray
show.
doesn't want to come
Yeah.
out anymore.
So it's not gonna happen.
We've tried that. Look, I'll say this: I think they definitely should make a change. I think they should pick up a sub. And bro, if this team can stay good at search and figure out how to win like a couple more respawns, get a couple bread and butters, they're going to be very, very fucking dangerous in the middle of the season.
What happened,
Also
Ben?
a
You
very
don't,
desirable
Rambo don't
spot
fuck with
to
us no
land.
more, Ben? You don't fuck with us, man?
I don't think it's not that Ray doesn't fuck with us. I just don't think we're gonna listen. Ray's I know Ray for a long time. I don't think we're gonna get him on the show. He's gonna sit here and spill his guts about
Bro,
that whole
I'm
situation.
gonna be honest, bro. You want to know who would fit good on this team? Because I know we've already talked about we've talked about FaZe Black a lot, right? We talked about Asim going to a different team potentially, but I think on this team, I could see Kremp on this team.
I could see
Does
Crip on this team too.
Kremp is
Okay,
a
yeah.
fucking maniac, and he's good as fuck at search. And I feel like Kremp and Hook could do some damage with the aggression on
Oh
this team.
man,
Okay,
my team's
can I
gonna
counter-
be
can
gone,
I
bro.
counter- Question for the group here: if you are FaZe Black, knowing
Yeah.
that every single team in this fucking league is
It's
going to
tough.
that roster immediately, right?
And FaZe Back, by the way, is in Challengers Grand Finals, which we're gonna
Yeah,
play tomorrow.
currently in Challengers Grand Finals, Timothy. Do you try to stay with a duo at least and like take someone to a team, or are you like Asim or Kremp or whoever, and you just see an opportunity and you're just like, fuck it, I'm going over there?
I mean,
You
I'm gonna be-
absolutely
I'm
take the best opportunity.
I'm gonna be honest, Sam. They're all gonna try and sketch on each other for the same spots.
You think
That's
so?
how it's gonna be. Yeah.
Because I think there are teams that need multiple changes.
Bro,
Fortunately for
it's-
them-
My
Sam,
whole,
to
the
the
whole
point,
FaZe
to the
Black
po-
team's gonna get picked up.
Yeah, Tom, you're fucked.
I'm
to that
fucked.
point, Octane, I would literally say,
Ew.
yeah, sorry, there was a lot of people talking. I had to clarify.
All good, baby.
I would literally say, bro, I wouldn't doubt these players being like, man, listen, that guy wasn't even showing up on time for sprints. Like, you should pick me up instead, bro. Like, yeah, dude, look at what we just talked about earlier with challengers, bro. They're having to wake up at 8 a.m.
Yeah,
no
that's
practice.
tough for
Like, bro, do whatever you
Wake up
can
at
to get
6
out of
a.m.,
there,
bro. Match
or
at
play at
8.
8 a.m. Sorry, yeah.
Fortunately for Seattle though, they did place what, like top 6? Is this top 6?
Yeah,
or
it's top 6.
Yeah, top
Yeah,
six.
so like they had a decent result and obviously showed potential. Yeah, they squeaked by a lot of game 5s, but at least that shows consistency in their search game. So I'd say this is probably a pretty desirable place for people to land if this team can keep
Standings
up.
wise, it absolutely is. You're not like
Yeah,
digging
exactly.
yourself out of the terrible hole.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I
Yeah.
feel like they have a lot of leverage going on if they do decide to make a change, and I think they should definitely make a change immediately.
What if the entire
Agreed.
FaZe Black team goes to Seattle, bro?
Just the whole
That's-
roster.
well, that's
The
just not
whole
gonna happen,
roster.
so.
Listen,
And
Tom, you need a new
they're not
challengers
dropping-
team.
They're not dropping in.
Yeah,
there, though,
listen,
so
while we're on this topic conversation, shout out to FC Black, man. They made an incredible run today. Didn't drop a series, and they are sitting in the grand finals right now, awaiting their opponents. They just took down. They just won the winners finals. So
they
Huge shout out to Faze Black for coming in clutch. And then also, guys, if you go over to ZOOMAA.gg, you guys can go check out ZOOMAA.gg. Look at all of us up there looking phenomenal. Look at Pat and Benjay and Chris and Sam LaRue, the human turret.
Wow, look at that.
But you guys can cop the FC Black jersey. I know a lot of people want to cop the FC Black jersey. Any flank merch, ZooMaa merch, any type of merch. Even if you guys, some of the co-hosts, I was going to talk to you guys about getting some shirts or merch for you guys up here if you guys want to, will be dropped right here. So... ZOOMAA.gg, go check it out.
Is that Pepsi in that photo? Scroll
It
down.
is. It is. Yeah, look, we'll
Well,
go through the photos.
Young Pepsi,
Man. This
young
is-
Pepsi from
this is when we were in Toronto.
While we're on the topic of challengers, just gonna give a quick shout out to some other teams that are doing well in case you guys haven't been watching. Cruz, Gunsy, Lunars, and who's their fourth? Eric Boom.
Boom.
Those guys obviously they lost to Faze Black, but I think they're still in the running. And then my surprise, my son, I'm gonna shout him out here. Fire top 4, baby. He's top 4 right now. They just won a match.
Fire top 40.
Yeah, he's back. Top 4. Nah, you can't say top 40. That
I
sounds
know, I know,
terrible.
I know.
But yeah, he's playing, I think, with like Prolu and Spartan. Them. So those
Oh,
guys
they were
obviously are always
snaking.
making a
Yeah,
run
they
as
were
well.
snaking
Snaking
it, bro.
bad.
Apparently, FC Black was getting snaked to oblivion. I had Los Bullen text me like, "Yo, these motherfuckers are snaking and shit." And listen, Faze Black let them know. Apparently, when they won, apparently they weren't afraid to get up and let them have it. So. A lot of snaking going on in the fucking pit this weekend in Challengers. Before we move on, I want to go to this listening with the Seattle Surge and get your guys' immediate thoughts. I want to go on a limb here. This might be one of the worst listenings of all time. Let's tune in
Oh, that's bad.
and see how they
yo.
sound.
Yo.
I'm on the back. Left corner. Kenny. They have a throw. Yo, left corner. Hey, yo, another guy's behind you. Nice. I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Get shot the shit out.
Yeah, I'm
Respawning it. Watch out, need it.
Yo, top there. Piano. Jody. He's gonna look out. That's a big kid. Put his keys. Don't die on the back.
This is where it gets bad.
Yeah, where's Rochelle?
I see no one close that keys.
Absolute.
Yeah, I think it's bottom white.
The absolute white. He ran white.
Yeah, he's on there.
He's white. Yeah.
Yo, he got me. He's back desk. Might be back desk.
Yeah, let's
looking at
Let's
this.
go front. Yo, we gotta
we need
check
to
that.
go
Stop. One close white. We have to clear the guys up, guys.
I spawn out.
From white.
He's beating on
I'm
Pro.
playing that fast.
He pushed our ass. Yo, there's two push up. There's only one blocking. Only one blocking, boys.
I'm looking at 30 from P2 needing.
I'm in top head right now. I don't know where he's on time, bro.
Yeah. One guy's on the front side.
Kenny. Nice. One on time right now.
You might have been outslayed
Okay.
about 20 to 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got something to say.
Who wants to start? Who wants to start, man? Who wants the floor, man? Who wants the floor here?
Dog shit listen I've ever heard in my entire
It was
life.
not good, man.
Wow,
It
that
was
was
not
bad.
good, man.
Sam, as our resident,
God damn
human
it.
UAV, like, what are your thoughts on the comment?
That was the most dog shit listen I've ever heard in my entire life.
was
What
bad,
if,
bro.
what if one of their callouts is yo?
Dude, you know, like when you like, it's like an optical illusion, bro. When you see it, you can't like unsee it. When you hear yo for the first time and you acknowledge its existence, for the rest of the time you hear Seattle Surge listening. That's all you hear. And I feel bad for the people that I pointed that out to, but it's just yo.
I have a
It's your
couple
boy,
thoughts.
Scumpy.
I have a couple
That,
thoughts. Did Alec call out at all in that listening?
Bro, I don't know. I didn't hear
he was trying.
anything.
I think he was trying to, but all we heard was Ender talking in hieroglyphics.
Bro,
And Kyler's the one talking the most. Dude, like, this is so much wrong.
I
with
just
it.
think the
I thought
biggest
Abuza
thing.
was talking a lot.
Yeah,
You just
Booza
couldn't
was
really
totally
understand it.
talking.
Comes, yeah.
But
They
I'll
didn't get a
be,
kill for a minute and a half.
there was just no coordination either. They didn't
was
say
not a
anything
single
else.
small talk.
Like
Not calling
somebody say,
spawns,
"Hey, let's chow this. Let's
Yo,
go
Kyler
here."
said, let's fucking chow this shit. We got back spot. They're in the back.
like I was like, bro, at least coordinate something, small talk, something. It just seemed like they're playing for top 4. Wait, this is for top 4, right?
Yeah, correct.
Bro, they were playing for top 4 and sounding like they didn't even want to be like, bro, I get you're spawning out playing, but you're down 60. Like, work a break here and you're good. Like, try and do something. I don't know. I just didn't like the energy when they went into the listening. I thought it was bad. And Optic really started to run away from the moment that listening started. I don't think they got Optic just started running away with it. They started shitting on them.
Also, speaking of breaking habits, Illy's got to break that habit. Like,
The
dude,
yo-yo-yo?
I would if I was playing and
don't
my
think he's ever
teammate
done
every
that.
time, bro, if every time he gave me a call out, he led it with 7 yos before he told me where the fuck the guy is, I'd be losing.
You're
full.
dead by the time he finishes.
Yeah, like, bro, tell me where the motherfucker is. I don't want your fucking mixtape intro in my ear.
Be like that, man.
At least producer tag is yo.
Yeah, it's just like yo. Like, tell me where the motherfucker's at.
We're about to hear DJ Drama drop a fucking like monologue before the first track plays. Like,
It's a good one, Benji.
Fucking producer tag every time he calls out, bro. Holy fuck.
Some people want us to go on board with the Optic Texas listening, so we could definitely tune into that, and we could maybe hear the difference between them and Seattle. Let's tune into Optic Texas. This was the first map. Let's see how they sounded.
One star could be Alec.
Got me tunnel color.
Alec, on you and me.
I hear you. You right up.
I don't know where Alec is. I'm playing for him.
You right up.
I'm waiting for you guys. Loading on me.
Nice. Let's go.
Let's loading you.
Hey, let's get across. Let's get him. I didn't expect cover. Y'all gotta get that one guy.
Try to together. Wait for each
Only
other.
one guy. Only one guy.
Secret room.
Keep on me.
I'm coming, Brandon.
Top on me. What's the top side? Front me two. Easy. Last two. Front me two. Very close. Here we go.
Top. Ripped him.
Let's go.
There's three.
You're ready. Yeah, I hear you.
I'm loading or
Yes. I have it.
One shot from you.
Bro, Kenny is godlike.
He's godlike, bro.
Alec, he's in the back alley.
I'm trying to I have the back.
I left it.
Spawn up front.
I didn't push Brandon.
He's back.
I didn't push Brandon.
Get top window.
One shot of boozer.
I'm playing Dylan, bro. Y'all hit him. I'm playing Dylan.
Is it two loader or just one?
Just a
No,
boozer.
tunnel.
I back left.
Tunnel went from you doing.
Yeah, nice.
Another back left on me, bro.
One more out tunnel.
Where'd he go?
Middle. Mid lane.
I'm looking for mid lane.
Nice. Another back on me.
He went mid lane. He went dark.
Hey, one's on new alley,
Nice.
One's P2 on me, somewhere.
One dark somewhere, Ken.
Back in the back, craze color.
I can't see the guy dark.
And it was P2. Craze color.
Yeah.
I killed the guy dark.
Okay, it was Illy. We're missing him. He's mid lane then.
Okay. He might be top 3.
5 million, absolute.
AG got good comms too.
Back left of me, loading. Loading, one shot loading. Last two loading.
I'm flooded.
Yeah, last two, they were absolute guys.
Top me too.
We'll get back into it. Abuza
I
currently.
mean, everybody small talking. To be honest with you, I heard everybody. I definitely heard Kenny and AG the most, but I heard Shotzi and Bruce in there as well. Just the small talk is so different.
Ken
What you're
is
pushing
not
out, where you're spawning, what you're looking at, like shit like that is so important, man. If you're not doing that, it's chopped.
Ken's not even involved in the play and still directing traffic like the entire time while he's not even there. It's like he knows exactly what's happening when he's not even there. And then there's the times where there's players that are
I'm
around
Sydney
him.
Sweeney right now for real,
Yeah,
bro.
There's players
Oh
that are
god,
around
Pat,
him.
pull that picture up.
There's players that are around him that he doesn't even
Got
see,
you.
and he knows they're there, and he's still telling his teammates, "Yo, there's a guy here on me for sure." I don't like he didn't see him or anything. He just like reads the pressure on the map and like where people are, and just like reads the setup and just gives it to his team. That shit's impressive because that's like what you need out of that kid, and he's delivering
bro.
every time, bro.
Yep.
He's him.
100%. Anybody got any other thoughts? There was one play in the S&D that I do want to show. I'm just pulling it up right now from Ant. I want to get your guys' perspective on it and see what you guys think. He might have got stuck in a ladder. He might have not. I mean, it could be a nitpick. It could not be. You guys let me know what you think. I thought Shotzi could have probably clutched this 1v2 here and maybe sent this to, or maybe 1 up 2-0 here. I thought, and send this to around 11 here. We'll take a look at it. Let's switch screens and change the quality here, man. Let's bump it up. But take a look here at the play Shotzi makes here in the 1v2. First, he's by himself. About 15 seconds left on the clock. I'm thinking here, you shimmy, get him off bomb, and get out of there. He tries challenging the second guy, and he ends up falling. I would like to see him get the fuck up out of there after the first kill. Like, just challenge, get him off bomb, and dip. I don't know if he thought because the first guy wasn't on bomb, maybe he thought the second guy was on the bomb. I really don't know, but they were both there. I thought maybe he should either tuck back into the corner or just jump down and just get out of there. What do you guys think?
I think he got stuck on the ladder step, bro.
Yeah. It's a chat saying prone block. Like that's Tom's point. Like you just
Yeah.
kind of take that out of the
He
equation.
might have got prone block there. That's what I'm thinking happened. Some people want us to pull this up. I'm pretty sure he got stuck on the ladder there, and he lost fucking composure. That's what it looked like.
He lost fucking composure.
I mean, it's
but
look
again-
at his
but
face.
again-
Look at his face when it happens. Look when it happens, his face lights up. He's like, "Oh shit!" Like you can see him look at the clock, and he's like, "Fuck."
Bro,
like,
you want to know how you know? You want to know how he got stuck? Look at his character model. His leg is tweaking, bro. It's it's stuck on the railing.
Yeah.
Just look at it.
Yeah, nah, his character model does get.
His character model is chalked.
Yeah, nah, he does get hit. Something does happen there. So it looks weird. It looks weird for sure. You know what I mean? He was like, "Oh shit, yeah, fuck it." But good plays from Illy. Also, shout out Illy, man. Illy played great. Illy's been
had a
playing.
good-ass event,
Illy
bro.
had a good ass fucking.
Yo,
event,
he
bro.
had a good ass event.
Dead ass, bro. His comms were he was tweaking in the comms, but he played great, bro. Gotta give him his respect there because I thought he played. Pat, you don't think
Something
he
like that.
played great, Pat? Come on.
I mean, he
Pat.
played great.
Pat, come on.
I mean, I don't know how he managed to turn it around from what we had seen. Like he obviously started off the season hot, and then went very cold, and then
Started focusing on his gameplay.
This week he came crazy. He was twisted for sure this weekend. He played phenomenal. Obviously, I think we mentioned it before. Like he's for sure the safe one on the team in any roster change situation. But yeah, I mean he was twisted this weekend.
Guys, any final thoughts on the series, guys? On Seattle Surge, Optic Texas, Seattle. They end up getting what, top 6?
Seattle got top 6, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, congratulations to Seattle. They got top 6. Guys, any other final thoughts? Okay.
Nothing.
Guess not. Let's go on to the last and final series of the day before we look at matches tomorrow. Matches tomorrow are going to be insane. We got the last one, the Minnesota Rokkr going up against the Los Angeles Guerillas. This one ended up going to a map number 5. Probably should have been a 3-1. I know there was a play there by Lamar DeSand that made you tweak. We could probably go back and watch that one. But Minnesota, they end up winning the last 2 maps and closing this out. They end up winning 2, 4, and 5 and getting the dub here. So good job by Minnesota. Los Angeles Guerillas to get knocked out. I personally had LEG in this one. I thought they were going to come out and take it. Take a look at the scoreboard here. Minnesota lose this series. Minnesota win this series with a red carpet. Take a look at that. Have you ever seen
Chris?
Have you guys ever seen anything like this? A team with a red carpet win the series?
Yeah,
Look at that. I've seen it before. I think I have seen it before. Yeah, it's happened.
Last year it happened at least twice, but like, this is just a weird, bro. This is another weird series. Another one of those where I was like, every time I watch LEG play, the ways that this team finds
They're the
ways
best,
to
worst
lose
team in the league,
maps,
bro.
blows my fucking mind, bro.
They are the best, worst team I've ever seen in my life. They get to places early. They get the right shit covered, and then somebody tweaks, an
fucking
opening
scam.
happens, and then they get
then
killed,
the
bro.
tweak set
Every
it.
time, bro. Like there was a time where they rotated P2, they had everything covered, and then the guy in Hill just dies, and it's just like they just get broken.
Bro, the
And it
last map was
happened-
so bad with that shit too.
They were playing with such confidence until a rotation, until a 1v2, until a fucking you name it, bro. Every little just like easy clutch decision they had to make, they threw in the dumpster and then played the rest of the map right. And it fucking infuriated me, bro.
The thing I hope is LG team is like, I think they made a great run at this tournament. And I think they should be tipped because obviously in a very crowded CDL, this LG team is going to probably walk out of here with the 6th or the 7th place in the standings after this event. But they've got to figure out how to have some more fucking composure and ice on these situations because they're going to eventually hit a fucking slide where it's all not going to click and they're going to have a tough time getting out of that valley because these guys seem to have like very sketchy amounts of ice.
Their
all.
S&D is horrible, by the way.
It's
Dude,
bad.
on that
Yeah, it's really
invasion,
bad.
they started to make a comeback, but they adjusted way too late. If you couldn't tell, Rokkr read at the way they like to play that map really well because a lot of the time
I
they
actually
were
have it
exploiting.
up, by the way, Chris. Now that you're talking about it, I literally have it up
Yeah.
right now because I thought they were down 0-5. LG was down 0-5. I agree they took too long to adapt, and then they did start to adapt. And in this last round, to push it to around 11, they just take 8 fucking years to do something. They know Linz is here. They know he's in here. They just don't want to push him. I don't know why. I mean, I'll just let it play out.
Because they're a
but-
bad. They're a good, decent defensive search team. But do you guys agree with me? And I say like watching this LG team play offense, they might be a bottom 3 like worst S&D offensive
Yeah,
team.
but that's like the whole reason. It's like it seems like there's just times where they lack confidence in like their decision making and stuff like that.
They're really
And
bad
that-
mid
and-
rounds.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really it's so bad to watch. But like whenever they have a defensive, whenever they're on the defensive end, they play so like structured that they're able to just get away with it a lot of the time. But the problem is with that, Rokkr did their research. They watched them. They watched this invasion back. Like I'm almost fucking guaranteeing that they watched how this team played invasion before and they prepped for it. They saw that mid was weak. They knew that the player on A was never the guy playing mid tank. He was always playing on the site, right? Or like kind of where Awakening is here in this clip. And they just kept hitting this mid tank over and over and over and just getting a lot of kills in the middle of the map until LAG started to adjust later in the rounds.
Mhm.
They just
Even-
also
go ahead,
like,
Ben.
and I think it happened more in the terminal in this series, bro. This team also like it's just all facets of their offensive search game. They're too slow. They don't get bloods. They don't take space. And then when they finally get the bomb down and planted, they troll those situations if they're man up or it's even like this team lacks that ice clutch factor to make SNG like a wedge game mode. And again, I'm very concerned that like they're gonna go on a slide and they're gonna get slammed because they just are a terrible team at this game mode. I just don't see how they're going to instantly just get better in it. The personnel change, and I don't think they're going to make a personnel change.
I think they have the right ideas. They just need to speed up the way they play. I think that's all it is.
But look at the players on his team. Do you see them having the ability to speed it up?
Yes,
Yeah.
even Adam started to speed up and started to play better. He was like really slow and not playing that good, and he played better on land as the weekend went on. DiamondCon kept form. I think Fame played great. Estro had some serious. I don't think this team has like a personnel issue. I think they just literally lack clutch factor, and maybe they're probably just not used to being as good as they are as a team. They're probably surprised at how good they fucking did this or they've done so far in the league, that they're probably just like they lack that confidence. They just need to get more experience. They need to realize how good of a team they potentially are and just improve on it. So
Listen, I'm going to be
They're
honest,
fine.
Chris. They are going to be a top 6 or top 8 team all season, and that is where they are.
well,
They're not
that's
going to
still,
be any better than that.
I mean, I
That's
would
going to
argue
be
that's the
everyone
same
else that's
for-
not the
that's-
top 4.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they
wait,
don't-
that's
they don't
also the
have
same for
any ups.
Rokkr.
They have 0, maybe 1% upside to even get in the
But
top 3 conversation.
the only
I'm not even
reason
talking about winning events.
the only reason that's like that though is because their S&D is so poor, because we've seen them be competitive in respawns versus
Bro,
good
it's
teams.
not even just a search. We were just talking about it, bro. They find ways to lose respawn maps. They should win.
Okay, yeah, but you're missing the point here. You just said they should win. They're at least in a position to win a map. While
yeah,
you
but
watch,
bad
so
teams
while you
always
watch,
find a way to lose. You
while
know
you're
this, Chris.
watching,
Well, we've seen this time and time again, COD.
you're watching some of these other teams, for example, Seattle, that's placing the same, and those motherfuckers aren't even close to winning a damn respawn. So
Yeah, and they're also fucking chalked. That's why they're gonna make a roster change.
you get the point. Like these
No, no,
guys are
I
these
hear
guys
what
are still fine. I'm not worried about personnel change, Ben, until another stage. If they have another stage where they either fail to improve or fall off, then they'll make a change. But until then, bro, they placed fine. We had them at we had them at D, and they had a winnable game for top 4.
Mhm.
Like
And also another play. This
Winnable-
is in the
winnable
last
game for top,
S&D.
hold on, winnable game for top 4 because they got a great fucking draw. Let's be
there's
honest.
no one else to play.
Yeah,
who
because
else
New
are they gonna
York
play?
fucking bombed out of this tournament and fucked
Okay,
everything
I mean,
up.
we can't just
okay,
throw hypotheticals out here,
but-
man. They
yeah,
played
I-
who they
I-
played.
I hear you on that.
And
but,
then even then, that's one team. Who else were they
Let's
going to
go
play? You got Boston. You got
Oh,
fucking
Hey,
Seattle.
Tom, you
Boston.
got to pull up the control.
You got Rokkr,
Yeah, I'm pulling
Heritage.
it.
No,
Like
I-
all these teams got shit on.
Chris, here's just my thing, bro. I hear what you're saying, and I also think, and I want to tip Fame because I think Fame had a very good weekend. He did not play well for good stretches this online stage. He really pulled up this weekend and had a great stage. We talked a lot about Connor. I think Connor is one of my top players this stage.
Godlike, man.
He definitely showed up. I want to tip this team, but I just think the overall talent this LAG team, like they got off to a good start. I just don't see them like progressing farther from where they're at. I
This
just
team,
think
this
I
game
think this
is
is gonna
all,
be it.
this game is all teamwork. Yeah, granted, the teams at the top have teamwork and talent that's going to outshine a lot of these players. Listen, as much as if I were in their position, I would want to win the whole fucking thing. We got to be realistic here. They need to qualify for fucking champs. This LAG org hasn't qualified for a champs in fucking forever.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
feels like,
ever.
right?
No, ever.
I don't
Actually,
think I
ever.
don't think they've ever actually
Ever?
qualified.
Yeah, they've never
Yeah.
been
Oh
there.
yeah, wait. The only champs they went to was the MW 2019 one, and everyone
Everyone
went there.
And that was an
qualified, yeah.
honorary champ. That wasn't even
Exactly.
went.
like,
And they still
Exactly.
got and they still got 12th, right? so it
Listen,
didn't even matter.
At the end of the day, this team is a project. If they go to the next stage and they have a similar performance, I still don't think they'd make a change. But as soon as they start falling off that grid, if they start getting like top 12, if they start losing a whole bunch of matches, then I'm gonna agree with you, Ben. But right now, like you can't justify it, bro. Like, come on. They don't have the issues that
All right,
Surge have.
lot of
Hook up, Peg.
Japanese right now.
Pat,
A lot
what
of
do you
poppy
think?
emotes in the chat.
I don't think LAG should make a change currently. But I mean, like I said it earlier, like when Ben said LAG is going to be like the 6 through 8 team. I feel the same way about the Rokkr. It's same thing. Rokkr had a great bracket after having that upset. Like to me though, this they're not going to repeat this in my opinion. And I actually almost feel the same way I do about them that I do about Carolina, and that's that they're going to come get fourth here at this tournament, go back home, and then have pretty lackluster results in stage 2.
You want to know okay, so I just looked it up. I didn't know this. Listen to who their first 4 matches are this season, because I actually
Rokkr?
agree with you. Rokkr play Toronto, Optic, Boston, and Faze. First 4 matches. stage 2.
Damn.
Once again, I think Rocker's gonna have to figure out some ground. They do have a back end of Thieves, Seattle, and Miami, so I think they can find a way to get 3 wins there. But getting a top seed is gonna be tough, and I agree with you. I think they showed up this weekend. They played great. I think they'd be commended for the play. I think Lamar especially turned up Atlanta. I know he's had some like iffy online stuff. They finally got Big Wake to fucking show up this weekend too. We gotta tip that out. But I upside beyond that, I don't know. Let's see what they can do when they get back and figure out the new hills, maybe a new map, etc.
Lens has got like
I don't like this doom
Lens
and
is
gloom
good,
shit,
too.
man. Like
Lens is good.
You don't like what, Sam?
this doom and gloom shit. I appreciate the outlook that you guys have. Pat, you're a realist. We understand that. But like the shows and the outlook that we had on this league before this event, we were like, top 4 is not competitive. Fucking everyone else is dog shit. This is terrible. And now
I wouldn't say we
Minnesota.
were far off, were we? Like it's just
Well, I'm
New
just
York.
saying, like now
It's just New
Minnesota and LAG just played for top 4. Like I think that we need to kind of move
That's
the
gonna
goalposts
happen
here
at
a little
every
bit.
event.
I'm not sitting here saying these guys are fucking the second best team in the league. I'm saying that like we need to throw some flowers here. Like these
Yeah,
guys are
that's what I'm
playing
doing.
good COD.
I thought calling
Wait,
them
that's what I'm
6
doing.
is flowers.
They're-
I
they're
though.
agree,
playing good
Sam.
COD, but the
I
problem is
agree.
like
We're trying to move goalposts here. Like,
Is
bro,
saying
we call
5th,
Minnesota
6th for
fucking
this
goalposts are
tier
moving.
squads not flowers?
whose goalposts are we moving?
dude. You guys think that you sound
No, I mean,
positive about any of the teams that you're talking about right now?
Because I
agree
don't-
with you, Sam.
Because
I know you do, Chris.
I just don't see. Listen, what I learned today is I just don't see right now any one of these teams without a change being able to constantly compete with Optic, Phase, or Toronto. Do
Dude,
you
they
guys?
can make a
That's
change.
just the
They-
fucking
they
landscape
can
of the
wait,
league.
well,
Those
hold on,
guys
hold
are
on.
gods.
But
They-
Sam,
they can make a change and they're not
I
gonna
think
do
that's
it.
the problem though. It's like to me, there's 2 tiers of the league right now, and I'll even put NYSL in
I
the
think there's
bottom one.
3.
Well,
Yeah.
let me
For
say it
now,
this
for
way.
now, I think they'll work
Let's
their way
let's say there's 2 tiers, and it's the top 3 and it's everybody else. I think saying LAG and Rokkr are at the top of the second tier is flowers. Like to me,
Yeah, I
that's
agree.
flowers. Like I'm so far out of ever compare. Like until these tier 2 teams make a like substantial, impactful roster change to put them in this top 3 combo. To me, saying
That's
they're
not
the
gonna happen,
best
though.
of yeah, exactly. So to me, saying they're the best of the second tier is flowers. Like that's
So where
that's I think they're all capped. Like I literally think they're all capped. No bullshit. And that's
in
just
terms
the-
of like potential, or
Yeah,
like in
yeah,
terms of
look-
placing right now? Like, do you
well,
think
no,
Minnesota
potential
going forward
in
can get another top
comparison,
4?
if the bracket happens, yeah, for sure. If there's a bracket draw, absolutely. But if like the top 4 don't get up, like if New York doesn't shit the bed, then no, I don't ever see that happening.
That's fair.
But could I see Minnesota consistently being 5th, 6th? Yeah, for sure. I could see that. I could see Seattle with a roster change consistently being 5th, 6th.
Okay. I just wanna
LAG
make sure
is
we
another
give
team I think could be 5th, 6th, but
A little bit of props here.
There's
for
some
these
others
performances.
that I
because
think
we were
are
looking
for
for
sure 9 to 12.
we go on the show. We're looking for more from Wake. We're looking for more from Lamar. Like they're giving more and they're playing well. So I just want to make sure that we're tipping where tip is due
No,
right here.
we're tipping, but I agree with Pat. It's just right now.
No, I understand, bro. I understand. They're
this
not
is
going to make a roster
pure-
change and be phased. Like that's not the landscape of the
That's
league.
the whole premise of the top 4 is the top 4. Not everyone can be a top 4 team. That's the whole premise of that statement. It's the landscape of the league. We all know that the best teams in the league have the talent. They have the teamwork. Yes, there's certain games that maybe make it easier for teams to get upset and stuff like that. Maybe make it so teams that are less talented can compete. But at the end of the day, like it's just the way it is.
Just
man.
F1, bro. Sometimes you got to be content in the mid pack.
Tom, if you go to the flank DM, I sent you the schedule link with all the matches for tomorrow. If you want to pull that up.
We have a bracket. We can literally
I'm
just
literally
look at
looking
it.
right now.
Okay, well never mind then.
Okay.
Wait, I will say, hold on, Sam, to your point of giving flowers, I actually want to give the opposite. New York, again.
I hear you.
You should be absolutely ashamed of yourselves for this
Oh, for
performance.
sure. No,
and we
I agree.
didn't talk about it enough yesterday. I know we
I called them
mentioned
dog
it.
shit 50 times.
Yeah, but like the roster that they have, the amount of money they spend coming off being a championship team, looking at this bracket now, like this is absolutely pathetic. It is pathetic. There should not be a world where they are going to any event in this entire year and getting 12th. And that goes for all these top 4 teams. So if I'm, the New York Subliners, I'm looking at this and they should be feeling bottom of the gutter, dumpster, like
I'm sure
they
they
should
do.
feel like shit. And they should, when
sure
they
they
get
do.
home, they should be absolutely outgrinding every team in the league because this
Agreed.
was pathetic and they should never be bottom 4 or bottom 12, sorry.
I agree, Pat.
I agree.
Agreed.
I agree. I'm sure they were disappointed with their finish, of course. Go ahead, Ben.
No, I mean I agree with Pat. I mean, well, we'll probably talk about it more. We'll probably do a tier list video, probably middle of this week. We'll do like a roster mania combo tier list video. But I agree with Pat. It's just super disappointing weekend from New York. Losing to Carolina, especially in Minnesota, teams I think they should beat 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 times if they're having a bad day.
Talent-wise, they
definitely-
should beat them with their eyes closed.
Yeah, they got a lot to work on. And listen, hopefully they hit the ground running with these new hills, maybe a new map, and they can get back to where they're at. So.
Mm-hmm. Well,
This winter's final.
Yeah, I say we go through predictions. I say we start with the elimination round 4 first. Minnesota,
Yeah, we should.
Rokkr going up against Optic, Texas. What would you guys do here? I'm going to go Optic, Texas here. After the way they look today, I feel like they're coming out with the fucking fire tomorrow. But it wouldn't shock me if this is a good series and Minnesota make it competitive and take it. It wouldn't surprise me. But I'm going to go with Optic. I'm going to go 3-2. Optic, Texas. Chris, who do you got?
I got Optic, but again, wouldn't be surprised just because I think Minnesota has been pretty decent at search this event, and Optic search is I'm scared for them in search sometimes.
Their map
And-
pool's a little iffy.
Yeah, exactly. So I could see Minnesota maybe if they win that first search, then we have a series on our hands. But if they don't win that first S&D, Optic probably just take it 3-0.
I think I'm going to go Optic as well. And I think the only way Minnesota win this series is a dirty Neslo. Because I think that the way that Ken and AG are playing right now, specifically in Hardpoint, I don't see them losing to 1 or 4 to Rokkr. So unless a dirty Neslo comes out here, I got Optic for sure.
Mm-hmm. Could be a dirty one. Could be a dirty one, Sam. It could be. What do you think, Benjay? Talk to me, Ben.
I don't got much to say. DoorDash 3-0 Optic.
Okay, you're going straight DoorDash. You don't think
What
it's going
the
to
fuck?
I don't know. I feel like you got to give Minnesota some flowers after what we've seen, but you
They're
could be
getting
right.
slammed in this
No, they're
one
going to play. I
time,
mean,
I'm
that's
sorry.
not. I don't think
They're getting
that's
fucking
discrediting
slammed.
Minnesota. I think that's just Optic
I
playing
just-
very well.
I just don't see the map set for Minnesota here. It's going to be a quick one.
I don't see the map set for fucking Optic. Optic's S&D is miserable.
Pat, what do you think, Pat?
I put a lot of thought into this one, Tom.
Okay.
I really dug deep here. And man, this is tough.
I'm on the edge of my goddamn seat.
I believe that this is going to be an Optic Texas 3-0.
An Optic Texas 3-0. Pat.
All that just to say that?
Yeah, I thought you were going to hit us with something else.
I thought you were gonna
Well,
say
that's-
Lynn's
you complain about
masterclass
me
or something.
yapping. You complain about me fucking yapping.
Well,
Jesus
Pat wasn't
Christ.
yapping. He just wasn't saying anything.
Yeah.
The opposite.
Complain
He
about
just-
me.
it was the
Fucking
opposite.
Jesus.
Okay. Optic. We all got Optic in that one. So all of us have Optic. All of us. Nobody has Minnesota. Okay, then we got Atlanta Faze versus Toronto Ultra in the winners finals. I'm going to go with Atlanta Faze 3-2 again. I'm going to go 3-2 Atlanta Faze. Going to be a grueler, going to be a nail biter. Just going to go down to the wire. I want to get Atlanta Faze in this one. Grand finals. I actually have Atlanta Faze as my champions. I know it's a shocker to a lot of you guys, but that's who I have as my champions. Chris, what do you think, man?
Honestly, with the way FaZe looked today, they looked good, but I think Ultra look like they're on another level right now. And I did say FaZe was going to win prior to this event in this matchup when we talked about it on our reverse sweep bracket.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm changing my mind. I got Toronto Ultra taking this series in an absolute banger, hopefully.
The fuck? Changing your mind?
Yeah, I changed my mind. I think I got Ultra here.
Okay. Sam, what do you
Oh,
think,
shit.
man? What are you thinking, bro?
I'm gonna take FaZe. They're my event winner. I'm gonna stick with them through and through. So I'm gonna go FaZe here.
Okay, Benjay, who do you got, man?
I mean, we've seen this matchup so many times over the years. We saw it like 8 or 9 times last year, before that, and it's always been a classic. There's a lot of respect for both these teams, a lot of continuity if you think about the trios on both sides.
But they both changed as
battle.
well.
Yeah, they both changed, but even bro, these teams have been battling each other, the same players for a number of years now. I think this is going to go the distance, and I'll go with the better search team, which is Atlanta Faze, 3-2.
Pat, it's a tough matchup for you, man. It's your 2024 World Champs.
It is. It is. So I'm actually not changing my mind. When we did the bracket show on the reverse sweep, I had Toronto Ultra winning this series, and I still do. I think they will take this 3-1 with a nice respawn sweep.
A respawn sweep.
Yeah, all respawns Toronto Ultra.
Do you have them as your champs, Pat? Do you have Toronto Ultra?
I don't. I do not.
Okay, so who do you have
I
as
have
your
them winning
champs?
this series. I have Atlanta Faze winning this from the losers bracket. I have
okay.
Ultra winning the winter finals. We're getting a Faze Optic rematch. Faze dominating them again, and then Faze taking it all in the grand final.
Okay. Ben, what are you cheesing? Ben, what are you cheesing about over there, man?
Cheesing with the chat, bro. It's all good.
Hey, Ben, Ben, who's your champs? Who's everybody's champs? Who's everybody's winners, man? Everybody. Chris, Sam, Ben, who's your winners? Mine's Faze, Pat's Faze. Do you guys all got Faze too? Or Sam, your Faze?
I got Faze as well.
Mine is the winner of the winners finals. So
Toronto.
if I go by my prediction, it's going to be Toronto. But whoever wins that is winner.
Just to clarify, it's a best of 9 veto advantage in the finals. That's it, right?
Yes.
So no advantage.
If nothing changed, I don't know
So
if
no
there was a
advantage
format
at all.
change. But
So no advantage.
So no
Okay.
advantage.
Because the handbook ain't public, so we don't know. I would say I agree. Whoever wins winners finals, I think probably takes this. So I pick Faze to win.
Do we
winners
all have
finals, so I'll
Optic
pick
losing
FaZe.
in losers finals?
Yeah, Optic 3.
Ooh, I don't know.
Oh, it's a best of 7, Pat. It's a best of 7.
Oh,
That's a 7. Ew.
so even less of an advantage.
Does anyone have Optic in the final? Tom, I know you do. Does anyone else?
I think Optic. I
It's
think Optic
even
have a
worse.
chance.
Negative advantage.
I think Optic have a chance in losers finals. The problem is like we talked about in the middle of this episode. I'm very concerned about Optic's map pool and search against Toronto, because if you look at the maps that Optic are good at, there's a lot of overlap with Toronto, and they kind of need to respect Toronto's skill on Karachi S&D. So I don't really like. I think if it's a Guerillas, I think Toronto takes the game 5. I think Optic's best chance is to beat Toronto and take 2, maybe 3 respawns and shit.
Tom, you have Optic in finals, right?
Yeah, I
so
do.
They would be beating Ultra.
I think Optic's making the run. I think they'll beat him. I think we'll have a Faze Optic final tomorrow. That's who I got. I got Faze Optic grand finals. I'm calling it there. Would anybody else got Faze Optic grand final or no?
I think that one's just you.
Nah.
I have him in the loser final, but
I think that one's just you.
That
Tom.
one's just me. Okay.
Yeah, I
we'll
think
see.
all of us have a rematch.
Listen,
of winners
everybody's
finals.
calling me faded. This is what happened
Wait,
with the Vegas
lock
shit.
in.
Everybody was calling me
Lock in, Tom.
faded.
Lock
What?
in. We have before I hit this putt, you have a video we gotta watch.
Bro, are we actually watching this shit? Why do I
Yes,
feel like
we
this is gonna
promised
be?
Gersh you'd watch
Wait,
This
it.
is gonna be
Wait, bef-
so cringe.
hold on. Before we watch it, can I link something that we watched real quick instead? 'Cause
Is it
actually just
copyrighted?
popped up.
Hold on, hold
No,
on,
we
hold
can
on.
still
Watch
watch
on the
both.
show.
We can still
Is
watch
it
both. I'm gonna-
copyrighted, Pat? Can't be any copyrighted music.
No,
any
it's a Twitter
copyrighted
video. It's a
TV
Twitter video.
shows.
Well, yeah, I'll let. Here, you can check it out before you.
Make sure it's not copyright, man. We ran into a problem once with some of these videos, man. They were fucking up our video. Let me see, yeah.
It's a 2011 dev build video of a prototype early COD that got canceled. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was just on the timeline. So the
Put it in
tweet
my-
says,
put it in the Flank production chat, Slay.
"Oh shit!"
Can I
all right.
show that,
I'm-
Ben?
I'm-
Ben, can I show
Yeah,
that?
you can. I'm putting in your
Yeah.
fucking Twitch chat. Ready? Bam, 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 bam.
Wait, what
so
is this? Sorry.
So it looks like, so you guys remember when IW broke up in like 2013, 2012, and like half the studio went to Respawn Entertainment. The development team that was working on Guitar Hero, I believe, like a lot of those developers joined the IW team from Neversoft. And it looks like they were working on a Call of Duty game that eventually got canceled. But this dev said that the project lead like had commented under this video and stated that this was would have replaced Ghost hypothetically if it didn't get canceled. But
This?
to me, yeah, it would have. Well, this was obviously just a dev early access, like they weren't really far in development. But to me, it looks like basically what Infinite Warfare turned out to be.
What is this in space? What does this take place in space or something? What
Yeah,
is
it's
this?
a future Call of Duty. If you read the tweet under the video,
What
the
the
project
fuck?
lead basically replied and said this was NX1
What is
after
this?
IW imploded. Neversoft pivoted from Guitar Hero to make a futuristic COD game. The mission was on the moon. They were experimenting with low gravity, and it was really just about learning the COD engine at the time, but it ended up getting canceled. But to me, it looks basically like what Infinite Warfare, turned out to be.
Right. It does.
But this was made in 2011.
It looks like Infinite. Like this map right here looks like that one. The inside of that one snow map. What the hell is it called, bro? What is that map called?
I've always wondered about that area at that time of Activision when people left to go work on Titanfall, and like how much everybody was aligned in trying to make some kind of really cool mecha future like Call of Duty game. And it was just either a difference of any or politics, and it created
Thank God they canceled
two different
this
situations.
Well, this is super early,
super
bro. Like
early,
every
yeah.
game looks like, when it's early, it looks like this.
It's kind of
crazy.
a Halo feel. This kind of has a Halo feel to it. I don't know.
Yeah, there's in that post. There's like
It's with these loaded cutscenes, but that's
there's like a map set thing, and it shows a couple legacy maps like Afghan, Crash, Outpost, Overground, Terminal. That's kind of cool.
But yeah, I thought it was interesting because we had never seen that.
Yeah.
All right, shall we take a look at the Flank TV? Shall we take a look? Oh man, here we go. Let's take a look at the Flank TV.
I was told there's a special guest in this as well. So
There's a special guest.
not
Okay,
sure
let's
who
take a
the
look.
guest is. We'll see.
Abuza, Luke, Illy, Ars.
Damn, why am I always catching
Silly.
daggers and shit?
Clay, keep playing. I love you. Keep getting loud, except for when you play Faze. Thank you. Yeah.
I worked hard for this shit, man.
Across the bar, just the eyes. You see Cellian poking his head up. What's your pickup line?
Oh, you snaking the game, but you want to snake me?
First, tell me your favorite player on Toronto, and tell me describe them in 3 words.
Fuck.
It's not a rivalry and they're dog shit.
I'll just leave this one for Abuza because he was talking shit to his fans earlier. Hold that L, baby.
Nah, we just happy we got that motherfucker out the crowd, right? We got him out the crowd!
Tommy Zoom was standing in front of you right now. Any words for him? No. Yo, fuck that guy.
I love you, Zoom.
What the fuck?
Hey, you did it. Hey. What do we think of Surge? That is crazy. Yo, tell him to say that. I didn't tell him to say that.
They said Surge shit.
Alec, be honest.
That's
if Tommy's
crazy.
spawning in against you on that main stage, you think you're beating him or not?
Hell yeah.
Oh, no. This year I have a chance. Last year, no. He's beating me hard.
All right, bet.
I'll just
say,
He's being nice.
Hi, my name is Alex Sanderson. I'm the GOAT.
Man.
Yeah. All right, that's it for Flank TV today. None of us watched the LAG game. If I want to sleep, I'll do it in my hotel room.
Shout out to Flank, shout out to Tommy, shout out to Gersh.
Hey.
Don't fuck Ben though. Keep being you guys.
All right, thank you guys. Bye.
All right, that's gonna do it for the Flank TV tonight. That's gonna do it for the Flank TV. No, that's crazy. That's crazy,
I'm gonna
man.
go get a lineup for this
Yeah,
podcast.
can we show some love though for Alec for hopping on there?
Yeah,
Hey,
I feel
shout out to
like-
Alec, man. Shout out to
That is
Alec.
crazy.
Bro, I've seen daggers the entire fucking video, bro.
Yeah, man. Shout out to R-Cities for hopping in the video, man. He's a real one for that. He's a
The
real
last time
one.
I vouched for their Gersh video, bro.
And Seattle
That's
Surge did make a run, so shout out to Seattle Surge because they got a top 6 place in this weekend, so it was a good place. And shout out to Alec, shout out to Seattle, shout out to those guys. Even though they did break GAs, as the GA committee
4
said,
times.
How many times, Sam? 4?
I think 4.
Oh, Jesus
crazy.
Christ. Alec did not break a single GA, though. Alec did not break
Wasn't
one.
Alec.
It was not Alec. It was not him.
Yo, Ben, sink this fucking putt.
Lakers
Where the fuck did
Warriors
he
going
go?
OT, so you got to hit this,
Yo,
big.
funny story is I recently started talking to a friend that just started watching COD, and like they don't really know anything, and they said they hate Seattle because they break GAs. and
Oh,
that's
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
hilarious.
Benjamin Asim steps up to the green. He's got his dogs out yet again. No slippers, no shoes. He's going to let it rip. And he misses the ball. He's too short. The streak has ended.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I can't fucking believe it. Oh,
Tired, bro.
man.
I'm tired. I'm laying down.
Long
tired.
day. It was a long day.
Oh, no.
It's over, bro. Oh, new streak starts after that.
Oh my God, there were so many channel points on you hitting that, man. Oh my God.
It's all good. Eventually, I was gonna miss one, so you know.
Oh shit, Ben. What's your immediate reaction right
Ben,
now?
there
Bro,
was
I'm just-
12
I'm just
mil on
fucking-
you hitting
I'm
that.
just fucking tired. And
There was 12
$12
million.
million.
I barely fucking hit that putt. Now,
$12 million on that, Ben.
The minute I hit that, I was like, it's fucking over, bro. I was hoping it would just sneak up.
Also, Gersh, the Flank TV stuff was good, Gersh. It was good. You know I'd be hating, but it was good, Gersh. It was good, man. Shout out to Gersh. He's at the event, and he's been getting some good content for us over there. He's been in the crowd, just kind of meshing with people, having fun with everybody, man. So shout out to Gersh. If you see Gersh tomorrow, if you're at the venue and you see Gersh over there, man, and you want to hop in I don't know if he's doing it tomorrow, but if he's doing any content, you want to hop in, man. It's always a pleasure. So we appreciate you, Gersh. Thank you for all the hard work you're doing over there, man. You're doing a great job. But guys, that is going to do it for us today, man. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Go to anchor.fm/theflank to check out all the audio sites we're on. Go follow at The Flank on Twitter. Gersh doing a phenomenal job, as always, running socials over there. Go to ZOOMAA.gg. Go put your email over there. Go put it in over there. Confirm your email. All our merch drops in the future will be over there at ZOOMAA.gg. That's where all the merch will be. So make sure to go check that out. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, man. We got the watch party tomorrow, and then another episode of The Flank, man. Championship Sunday, man. Gonna be a good one. A lot of great matches. I'm excited for it, man. Take care. Brush your hair, and we'll see you guys tomorrow at another episode of The Flank. Take it easy.
Go Lions.
Yo,
Go
yo,
Lions.
yo. We'll see you later.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, yo, yo.